But if he takes the path of a Jedi, those who join him will feel the vengeance of the dark side. We have all but destroyed the Jedi Knights. The old Republic is crippled. They can do nothing to stop us now. But there is one thing standing in our way. One last Jedi who has yet to choose his true role in the galaxy. If he joins us on the path to darkness, those who fight alongside him will follow. But if he takes the path of a Jedi, those who join him will feel the vengeance of the dark side.
Welcome in, everybody. I hope you're having a great Friday. Ready for. Alright, I need to remember to turn that down next time. That's 2 days in a row I've done that. But yes, I hope everybody is having a great Friday. Ready for the weekend. Also, we will be continuing this lovely journey of ours. Give me 1 second. I want to see if I need to adjust audio. No, I sound pretty good, so. Alright, so. Sorry. I'll get better at in my intro, but yes, I hope everybody is having a great Friday. I hope everybody is looking forward to the weekend. Do you guys have anything exciting set up for the weekend? I do not at the moment. I might be going on a motorcycle ride with a buddy of mine, or I might be just gonna go shoot some firearms. Nothing set in stone, so I don't really have a plan. Just kind of loosely ideas of what I might want to do, but no concrete plan. How about you guys yourselves? Do you have anything, or kind of in the same boat, just it's a weekend? Meh. Okay, so we're gonna do a recap. I'll try to recap as much as I remember. So, the last time we played this game, we were trying to find our ship. And, well, let me backtrack. So, we were trying to find our ship that was stolen. We went to the TSF. They're like, hey, we have no idea where it went. Cool. We did some quests. The more important ones was we showed like the Talos government that Circa is a bad company, that they're corrupt, that they have been doing some shady stuff behind the scenes, and that they are not to be trusted. Then they find our ship or like where it went down. They have an idea. The people trying to heal the planet did. So we head off there and we get shot down. Well, we find this guy who is one of the Yetzil's former subordinates. We have traveled through this underground mine field. We are now we're at the we know where the ship is. There's a shield that is drawing energy to hide our ship, so we pretty sure it's there. We need to finish the objective here so we can continue on. Also, welcome in, Kaz. How are you doing today, bud? How is dinosaurs going, bud? Do you have any plans for this weekend? Yes, they go raw. I love that game. I should actually give me one. Hey Kaz, is the audio sounding good to you, man? Do I need to lower anything, or is it pretty spot good? You got a date? Ooh, lucky you, man. Cool, awesome. Uh, so that's your big thing for going to be this weekend? Is your date, or do you got other things planned? Oh, nice. Final Destination, is that the one that kind of I want to say is like, oh, you see your death before it happens? I am not big into movies, so I'm not sure on it. Uh, oh, that's good though. At least you got something planned. I was saying that I just only have maybe a motorcycle riding with my buddies or going shooting. It's nothing set in stone yet, so at least you got something like concrete going on. So that's good to hear, man. Yeah, I don't know anything about that movie series either, so hopefully they're good. Are you excited though? Also, tell Fluff I said hi before the date. Also, Kaz, do you watch movies often or pretty on the regular? And if you do, what kind of movies would you recommend? Okay, yeah, so that's the one I'm thinking it is, Kaz, where it's kind of like pre-made Destiny type stuff where it's like no matter what you do, you're going to meet your end at this spot. Also, if you're not afraid to drive behind semi trucks with logs on them, then good for you because I'm scared of that. Like, especially on my bike, I'm like, I do not like being here. I don't want to be around these things. The sooner I can get away from them, the greater I'll be mentally. Yeah, I'm not a big movie buff either. Also, horror is always a great. Like, I'm blanking on the word, but horror is always a good set of movies. I don't think I've ever seen a bad horror movie. I mean, the movie It definitely did not help my strong not caring for clowns. So Chucky's not too bad. Are there any games you're excited for? I was looking on Xbox and PS5 for like new games coming out, and I honestly don't think I saw one game I'm even
Tawancha morichiwa, mufalawa ni bobo,
remotely interested in
una
too.
sita, dorcho ni sobawata, kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura, tayaita, ta bosananansata, tonata bias via, jicho watana, kunera que te dinito, para más nucho. Creking no una panca di planito ba manananga.
Sorry, I forgot to pin that earlier. But yeah, Kaz, if you're still around, is there any games you're looking at that might be a game you're gonna go to here soon, or are you in the same boat that I am? Where currently, there isn't much that is on your appetizing list of games you want to play at the moment.
Yeah? I'll have this open in no time. This is too tough for me.
He's saying it's too tough for him, but I'm pretty sure there's dudes. His security is level 21, but it's too tough for him to break into. Isn't that just something?
I'll have this open in no time. This is too tough for me.
We
Set
blow it up.
Activated.
Yeah, I'm falling in that same boat. There's one that kind of is like maybe. I am blanking on its name right now because I saw it last night before I went to bed.
What is it?
But yeah, I'm not seeing any new games as of right now that I want to play besides like Expedition 33 and
What is it?
more Monster Hunter. Ooh, there's Doom, Kaz. I don't know if you're a big fan of Doom, but I saw somebody streaming that last night, and Doom is always kind of fun if you ever got into it.
I hear you.
Ooh, we got a level. Yes. Yippee, we got a level. We got a level. I'm still saying we're going to max out our capacity before we hit like in-game. I'm 100% calling that now. We will be max level before we're even close to finishing it. I could be wrong, but I really doubt I am. Dinos and the Dinos 2. That's a great set of streams there too, bud. Like, there's nothing wrong with dinos. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's like I was asked, I made the comment that if we could time travel, would you? And I would say yes on the fact that like if I didn't die, because I would go back to see if dinosaurs were a real thing. As long as they couldn't eat me, that would be great because I would try to ride it like a T-Rex or any of them. So if anybody tells you that dinos is not fun, you know, you don't need that kind of negativity in your life, man. So for those that haven't played Korta or Korta 2, sometimes it is a benefit to not level up immediately depending on like how set you are on stats to begin with. Because once you level up, if you have, like, say you're in a pretty tough fight or you're about to go down, if you use that level, it automatically replenishes that character's health to max. So like if you're in a tough fight and you have a level, or you know there's going to be a level, a boss coming up, I would say save it.
What's going on?
What is it?
Or you can spend your skill points and feature if it's at that point. However you want to play. Loot the ram one time.
What's going on?
So for this area, you need to have this guy equipped because he's the only one that can take down these force fields. Ooh, that's a big boy. That is a huge droid. I completely forgot about that droid.
Yes.
That is a behemoth of a droid. Alright, thank you for the work, Kaz. Enjoy the game, enjoy the dinos. So chat, you remember when I was saying save, if you have a level and you're about to go into a fight, save it, just in case you need that extra healing. This would be one of those instances I was talking about. Like, I don't know how hard he is on the hardest difficulty. I'm assuming it's not going to be the funnest, but I have a couple skills that deal with droids, so we'll see. Also, I need to remember how to get back there, so... this way. So I started rereading Revan's book that comes out, or follows his story after Knights of the Old Republic 1. And I got through the prologue, and I've been so busy and so tired, it's as far as I got. But if you don't know, if you have an iPhone, you can actually make your phone, if you're okay with AI voice, you can have it do like text to speech, so it will read it for you. And that is a great feature if you want to enjoy a book, but you don't actually... If you want to be busy and you want to have a book read to you, that is a great feature. If you don't have that much time to actually sit down and read the book, I would highly recommend it. I'll be right back. A war calls. Alright, I'm back. Me and a couple friends decided to go get fast food before our stream last night. And I usually cook a lot of my meals, so my body is not appreciating that at all. It is not a fan of extra greasy foods. Uh-oh. It sees me. I wonder if I can blow it up. Yeah, it definitely looked like a tank. I'll give you that. I messed up, chat. Oh, force lightning. So, this is what I was saying. I thought that might be harder, so I was more than happy to leave those levels up in case I needed it, because I'll just show you, level him up. We'll do strength. Always do that. Treatment and demo. And it looks like we unlocked a new lightsaber fighting form. Oh, we don't even need a lightsaber to deflect now. Cool. We'll take that. But notice his health is all the way back to full now. So like I said, it's a good cheese method if you know a hard fight's about to happen, or if you think one is about to happen and you have it, I would save it. Just so you can cheese that fight later on. We're gonna go explore this area before we do anything. So my plans for overall streaming is we'll finish this, go to Expedition 33, maybe some Monster Hunter Wilds, but I haven't picked the actual dates I'm gonna do it. I think on the weekend I'm going to, it's gonna be a throwback day. Like, I'm gonna pick one old game and play it for that day, Saturday or Sunday, whichever day works best for me. And I'm debating on if I want to go into Fable 1 or if I want to continue Star Wars, a Star Wars franchise game, and do Force Unleashed 1 and 2. They would only be a one-day weekend type of thing. What do you guys think? Would that be something you're interested in? Or do you want to just see more current gameplay on modern games? I think I have to take the ship. Let's look at our quest, crafting. I'm just gonna say we take the ship because nothing else seems to be opening for us. And then, as always, I mute for dialogue so we can get a better representation of the game's lore. Because Star Wars, even though it's considered Legends, it is, I would say this is still one of the better lore games. To the ship we go.
Statement. We have arrived too late. The target has evaded us. We must pursue it. Observation. They have likely escaped aboard the orbital shuttle that has been docked here. The bay control computer likely will have a record of their departure. Query. Have you discovered anything about the shuttle's course? Answer. I have managed to track the shuttle's movement across the SHIELD network. However, the SHIELD network does not stretch over the polar region, which was the shuttle's apparent destination. Statement. Dispatch a unit to the polar region with the last known coordinates and approximate path of the shuttle. They will not escape us again. Irritated declaration. There you are. It has been extremely difficult to track you down, Jedi. Quick clarification. But now that we have found you, we hope that we can facilitate communications. Unnecessary addendum. And put an end to hostilities. Chiding statement. Oh, Jedi. There are as many of us as are needed to capture or kill our targets. Egotistical boast. And there are far more of us than any one Jedi. Destroy one of us, and more shall rise from the wreckage. Unnecessary threat. And our attack protocols are more than a match for you and your allies. Unnecessary clarification. We merely wish to cripple your vessel. Once we tracked your coordinates, we were able to deploy several droids in this location. Probing query. We are, however, curious as to why you chose to come to the remnants of the polar Telos irrigation system. There is nothing here that our instruments can detect. Eager threat. But we are looking forward to extracting your motives for coming here when we place you in torture restraints.
We ball. For those that weren't here when we started this game, so he was on the Harbinger, which was the ship that we took to head to Alderaan, I think. And he's sent by the exchange to catch us. I could be. But he was on Broadus too, and he sabotaged the droids, and that were mining. Their whole purpose was to mine, and his sabotaging was in the extent that just mine organic life forms. This might be it. We might have to... No! No! Okay. We're finding the hardest difficulty combat now. It was creeping up on us last stream, but it's now here. But yes, he is a hoot. He's a very funny droid, very
Irritated
homicidal.
declaration. Quick clarification. But now that we have found you, unnecessary.
We try this again.
Yes.
Two. For some reason, droid disabled do significantly less damage than Force Lightning.
I hear you.
Time to even the odds.
Force Lightning is the go-to for droids so far. And yippee, we didn't have to use that level up. But we have progressed the story. There should be a hatch somewhere around here that lets us go underground. Just need to find it. And always save often. Oh, found it. So, right behind our ship is where we wanted.
Lay down your weapons, and you shall not be harmed. I will not warn you again. Drop your weapons, or we shall take them from you.
Do as they say. I sense we will come to no harm.
Why is it that everywhere we go, I end up in a cell? I mean, why did they lock us up? What is this place?
It is a training ground for Jedi.
What? This ice hole?
Yes, it bears the semblance of an academy. But where are all the students? Curious.
You've got to be joking. What is a Jedi Academy doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
It is a place hidden from the galaxy like the academy on Dantooine. But this place... Oh, Atris, you have been clever.
Atris?
It's none of your concern.
Well, the sooner we're out of here, the better. 2 crazy Jedi are more than enough for me. No one told me we were going to be dumped in a nest of Jedi.
And what is it about this place that causes you such fear?
What do you mean? We're in the middle of a bunch of Jedi. You know how they are.
No, I do not. Not in the way you seem to.
What? What are you doing? Get out of my head!
Stop struggling. Let me follow the current. Deep, deeper to its source.
Stop! Stop! Ah!
Ah, with the fear is mingled guilt. It squirms in you like a worm. And the why? Ah, and there is its heart. You surprise me. I could not feel it before. Your feelings are a powerful shield indeed. Do not worry, Atten. If he is a Jedi, he will forgive. And if he is not, he will not care.
You can't tell him, please. I'm asking you. I don't want him to...
Think less of you. I hardly think that's possible. Still, there is no shame in what you ask. We all wage war with the past, and it leaves its scars. I will not speak of yours, Atten, but there is a price for such things.
What? What price?
There are those who wage war and those who follow them. You are a crude thing, murderer, but you have your uses. You know how important this man we travel with is. Even one such as you can feel it. You will serve him until I release you.
And if I refuse?
You will not. If you do, then my silence will be broken. And then, Atten, you will be broken. You fear the Jedi, and rightly so. If Atris learns of your choices, you will never leave this place. But whatever fear you hold of the Jedi, know that if you disobey me, that my punishment will make you beg for the death that has long hounded you. Wipe the fear from your mind. You will not find blind obedience a difficult master. You chose it once. You will learn to embrace it again.
I don't know how you became such a manipulative witch, but why a vicious old scowl like yourself would even bother with me is a bigger mystery.
No game of Dejaric can be won without pawns, and this may prove to be a very long game. You are a slippery one. Your thoughts difficult for even one such as I to read. I suspect the self-loathing that squirms within you gives you a curious strength. Your spirit, as diseased as it is, refuses to allow you to give up, no matter what threats you face and whatever wreckage you leave behind you. I feel you have crossed our path for a reason. Perhaps even you, at the right moment, may be able to turn aside disaster. If so, your potential is not yet spent.
Fine. I'll be your pawn. But I still think you've got the wrong man.
Perhaps. But someone has to fly the ship, and the Force is a hard thing to predict. You have crossed our path for a reason. Our path brought us here for a reason. And now I know why. The past is here, and it must be met before the future can be set in motion.
More Jedi speak. Care to explain?
No. I've wasted enough time with you. Sleep, murderer, and be silent. I need no distractions. A critical moment approaches.
I did not expect to see you again after the day of your sentencing. I thought you had taken the exile's path, wandering the galaxy. Yet you have returned. Why? Your concern is noted. Your friends have not been harmed. They have been detained for their safety. I find it unusual that you are traveling with others again. I had thought you had forsaken the company of others after the war. Or is that why you are here? Yet here you are. Perhaps you do not know yourself as well as you think. Regardless, your arrival here begs an explanation. Have you come to face the judgment of the Council, as you did so many years ago? Are you finally willing to admit that we were right to cast you out? You sought adventure. You hungered for battle. You could not wait to follow Revan to war. The Jedi Order asked only for time to examine the Mandalorian threat. They urged caution, patience, and you defied them. So when you returned, you were brought before us. You were a Jedi no longer, and so you were exiled. There was much about that day that was difficult to forget. Your words, your defiance, and when you stabbed your lightsaber into the center stone. I have kept it, so I would never forget. Indeed, a lightsaber is the mark of a Jedi. When you turned your back on the Order, it was not yours anymore. I have always kept it, as a reminder of what can happen when your passions dictate your actions. I have kept it, so I would never forget your arrogance or your insult to the Order. Become a Jedi again? That is a thing far out of reach, but I am not unsympathetic to your feelings. Leaving the Order must have been difficult for you. Yet you gave the Council no other choice. You gave me no other choice. So your choice was to meet the aggression of the Mandalorians with more aggression. That is not the Jedi way. Every choice we make, whether we know it or not, sends echoes through the Force. It can awaken feelings, ignite passions, hate, anger, fear, where none existed before. By meeting aggression, by serving as an opponent against which the Mandalorians could test themselves, you fed their hate, their lust for war, and it sent a terrible echo through you. And because of it, you and those Jedi who met them on the battlefield lost their way, and you turned on us. No, you lost yourself, and you lost your way. It is the price of action without reflection. It is what we were taught as Jedi. There was no guarantee that marching to war would have saved the Outer Rim. In fact, quite the opposite. A physical victory, perhaps, but the real victory lay in... You do not know... How dare you? The Mandalorian Wars should have been your grave, and Malachor 5 is where you should have died. You see shadows where there are none, and hate where there is none. You are blind, as always. I tire of fighting with you. You lust for war, and you always will, and you have succeeded in distracting me from my questions. So answer me. If you cannot seem to admit the Council was correct, then why are you here? Your ship? Ah, the Ebon Hawk. It is not your ship. Unless you are admitting to the destruction of the Paragas mining facility. Ah, an accident. Something beyond your control. You have not changed. Acting instead of thinking, putting yourself before the galaxy, before the Jedi. Do you know what you have done? No, Your crime is much more than that. Without the fuel from Paragus, Citadel Station cannot maintain its orbit. It will crash into the planet and its destruction will echo across 20 other worlds. Telos was a test to see if the Republic could mount a restoration effort on the Outer Rim. When it fails, the Republic will not finance another. The other Rim worlds, devastated by the Sith, will remain graveyard worlds, devoid of life. And that is the magnitude of your crime. So you still hold to your flawed convictions. If you think to anger me, you are wrong. How is it that you are not content to confine your ruin to yourself? You must spread it to others wherever you go. Ruin yourself with your actions if you will. But when your actions bring harm to others, then you must answer for it. The Sith? What do you mean? You speak truly. You have encountered the Sith. I can feel the scars on you. Tell me, where did you encounter them? Paragus? What would they want there? They can't have been looking for you. You. If they thought you were Jedi, the teachings of the Sith blind them indeed. I am the last Jedi, not you. You betrayed our teachings, our beliefs, the very core of the Jedi Order. If these Sith attacked you, they will soon realize their mistake. And if you escaped, they most likely let you go to see if you would lead them here. You offer your aid after turning your back on me, on the Council. The Jedi is not something you embrace out of fear. The commitment is stronger than that, something you never seem to understand. Perhaps. But if you help me, it cannot be done from here. There are others in the galaxy who may help us against a Sith threat. If you can find them, gain their trust, perhaps our defenses shall be stronger for it. Take your ship, seek them out. If you find them, encourage them to gather on Dantooine. From there we can call a council and see what can be done. Then I shall send you on your way. It is now time for you to depart.
We shall remove him, mistress. Come with us. Are you all right, mistress?
The exile brought up feelings best left forgotten.
Forgive me, mistress, but I must ask. The exile. I have never seen another affect you so strongly. Did you care for him once?
The Jedi have no such attachment. As always, he will do as he wills. And the galaxy, and the feelings of others, can burn for all he cares. The day we judged him, I stood in the chamber and he was so right. He was so certain of it, I doubted myself. He chose Revan over the Jedi, over the Council, over... But now I am tired. I must meditate.
Of course, mistress. I will tell the others you are not to be disturbed. And please, do not exhaust yourself. We can attend to matters here.
I want her lightsaber back. Give. It's ours. It's mine. I want it. So, that was pretty heavy on War Dump. So, Malachor 5 is like where the final battle between the Mandalorian and Republic led by Revan and like Jedi that followed Revan and Malik. That's where the final battle took place before they finally put the Mandalorians down and the Mandalorians finally admitted defeat. So you are a Jedi that, unlike most that followed Revan and Malik into the Mandalorian Wars, you came back to actually face your punishment for defying the Jedi's
Why have you approached me?
wishes.
You will find them in the main irrigation channel room. In the northern, the particle emitters there that once governed the flow of water to Telos can double as force cage. It is not part of my duties. They were caged for their safety until we could determine your intent, exile. Atris cautioned us against your tactics, fearing that your allies would create a distraction. Your companions gave us little trouble, however. The male could have presented some challenge if he had resisted, but he chose not to. He has had some Ichani training. He masks it well, but when you are in danger, his mask dropped into a stance we know well. I do not know. The Ichani forms are known to be taught to military special forces throughout the galaxy. If the source is a mystery to you, perhaps you should ask him. It would be wise to know those you travel with. Your ship is stored in the hangar. Atris has given you permission to leave this place, and permission to return if you remain in her service. You may ask, the mistress? What of her? She leads us. As she rebuilds Telos, she rebuilds the Order, and through them, the galaxy. We serve the Jedi. We do not question them. Yet, Atris has told us that the work here at Telos may pay for similar efforts in many worlds along the Rim that were destroyed when the Jedi turned on each other. She has said the Jedi Order needs such a foundation if it is to rebuild. She faults the teaching of many of the Jedi Masters as the spark of the Jedi Civil War. Atris has said that if Revan and Malak had been properly instructed in the ways of the Jedi, they never would have fallen, and nor would you, exile. Atris has said the training of the Jedi was flawed, and the Jedi Civil War was proof of this. That is unknown to me. I have never observed Atris to teach Jedi, nor would I wish to. Atris has chosen instead to focus her efforts on galactic recovery. Once the galaxy breathes again, disciples will come. She predicted you would say as much. She seems to know you quite well. Perhaps you are the one who knows nothing. I would welcome a chance to instruct you. I have been anxious to teach you many principles of combat ever since you invaded this place. Oh yes, we train extensively in various combat styles, and we have not had another target for some time. You may prove a pleasant diversion. Very well. Follow me, and we shall see if you have the endurance to learn the most basic of our teachings. Before we begin, are you familiar with Ichani traditions? All duels between us shall be without armor of any kind. There shall be no restrictions upon our movements or upon yours. Your feet are not to leave the training mat during the battle. If they do, you will lose. Also, this is not a fight to the death. Restrain your instincts when we fight, and we shall do the same. The fight will be with hands and feet only. No stimulants, shields, weapons, or other items. Also, do not call upon any Jedi techniques during our contest. If you do, then the battle will be over. In turn, I will not use our higher forms, for this is only an opening battle between us, a test of each other's strength. Then let us begin.
It is on, and I think she's gonna beat us. We will see. This is how. So, as you talk to some of your companions, they'll give you side quests, or companion quests, if you will.
This will teach you.
And progress the companion quest, you have to complete them. And she is whooping me so bad. I think she's got us, maybe. Nope, maybe I got her. I did it.
You have succeeded. If you wish, you may challenge us again, and we will progress to more advanced movements. Seek one of us out when you wish to fight, and we shall honor your request.
It does not help that I hit. My aim is like really bad, apparently. I ran into that issue a lot during Knights of the Old Republic 1, where I just cannot seem to land a attack whatsoever for melee. And I do not know how to bolster that stat so we can actually hit more. But we will continue these one-on-one sparring matches until we lose.
Have you returned to fight again? Very well. Our next battle will be using the higher forms among the Ichani. You may choose hands and feet, or whatever melee weapon you wish, but use no other items or Jedi techniques. Then let us begin.
That is a problem, because Jedi techniques would be so helpful right now. So we go on sword and vibro sword. And I think we might win this. I do have a lot of points put in strength, so if we can hit our target. We got it.
You have succeeded. If you wish, you may challenge us again, and we will progress to more advanced movement. Seek one of us out.
We're doing good so far. We haven't really had a hard time beating them or her. I want to say this one will let us use force abilities. We save and we continue.
Have you returned to fight again? Very well. Our next battle shall be free of restriction on weapons and items, and you may use whatever technique, Jedi or otherwise, you wish. In turn, I will spare Then let us begin.
I want to say this is the last match. So we need to be... And she blocks that. Cool. And that. Well, chat, we are not off to a good start. She's blocked every force ability we threw at her. The stun and the force push, so that's not a good sign for us. But I think we still win it. It's just going to be a close fight.
You know much of melee combat. You surprise me. There is nothing more that we can teach you from such contests. Such battle would only be for battle's sake. If that is what you wish, we shall see how you fight against a group of us. Use whatever item. Seek one of us.
I 100% think this is a bad idea, and you're about to see me get clapped by all three of these enemies. It's gonna be a grand old time. But if we can do it, that's gonna be pretty impressive. From what I remember playing this back in when I was a teenager, is they are not an easy fight to win. Like, regardless of difficulty, they are pretty... It's a pretty rough fight. So I'm hoping that we can secure the victory and beat them.
Have you returned to fight again? There is nothing more that we can teach you from such contests. If that is what you... We shall see how you fight against a group of... Use whatever item. Then let us...
We're gonna try to get one of them out with just straight force abilities. If we can get one, then the other might fall quick. But that is a big ask.
This will teach you.
We're gonna hit it with a buff. Another healing. We're allowed to use any items, so. I think we might win this one. I feel pretty positive.
This will teach you.
The fact that we now have that shield on us is a little bit more hopeful. Yeah, we got it.
You are a strong opponent. Atris was correct about you. You know much of war and battle. I admit nothing. The Ichani stand together. To defeat one or two of us says nothing of how a true battle would go.
I feel like that's going to be a 5 versus 1 type deal. And I think we can do it. But first we are going to equip a lot more items to try to bolster our ability to actually pull this off. Yeah, I want to say that's about as best as we can get. We're gonna buff up, use every buff known to man. We're trying to save our force points, so we can hit them with Force Screech. It's a great AoE. It might deal us some pretty good damage and help us dwindle them down.
You are a strong opponent. Atris
Here
was
we
correct
go.
about you. You know much of... One does not sweat in the polar regions of Telos. Then our last battle shall be the 5 of us against you. Use any item, any weapon... Very well.
Alright. Let's see what we can do with this and hope we can
This will teach you.
secure this W. It is not looking good. 100% not looking good. It is not.
We knew you were no match
Yep,
for us.
I had a feeling
Yet
that was going to
you
happen.
decided you would try. Our battle is done.
Yeah, that's not something we're going to be able to win right now. I had a pretty strong feeling that we were going to hit a barrier with this fight, and I was 100% right. Like I was saying earlier, that is not easy on any difficulty. It's a pretty hard fight once you get to this point. And the other lightsaber form's not gonna do us very much in that fight. Like, I figured the first form would have helped, but we still got annihilated pretty quick, and that second form doesn't do anything for us. Yeah. So, a Tadpui modifier, but only if it's holding a lightsaber. That's... Yeah, so this wouldn't have helped us in the slightest. But I do love the fact that they brought in lightsaber forms. I stand by that. It's great. I wish the first one had it. I feel like that was a missed opportunity, but... So now we progress. Yeah. Now we push story. We progress the story for sure. I said that as my loot goblin mode has been activated and I want loot. I must have it. I really do wish that they came out with a third installment of this, or they remade either of these two games. I knew that at once upon a time they were supposed to remake or remaster Quarter 1, but it's one of the it's the reason I got a PS5 is it sounded like they were gonna remake Quarter 1 and I was really excited for it.
Did you find what you came for? There was something from your past here, something unresolved. I feel we did not come to this place by chance. You were led here. This woman who resides here, she did something to you once, something that hangs upon you still. There is a Jedi here, perhaps, in that you are correct. Yet there are no students, and this woman, this Atris, surrounds herself with those who cannot feel the Force. Curious. Plans are fragile things, and life often dashes expectations to the ground. Perhaps students will come to her in time. For now, she is surrounded by those who cannot feel the Force. No, her servants are not Jedi. Their minds are walls, trained to resist tricks of the mind. This discipline blinds them to the Force as well, even if they were Force-sensitive. Invade the mind of another. It is not something done carelessly, or when there is nothing to be gained. Very well, let us depart. He's only sleeping. It seems the journey here has fatigued him.
I am sorry, General. I must have lost consciousness in the crash. I'm fine, General. Even power has been restored to my arm. What is this place? Where are we? This must be where I had detected the energy readings before, and the drain to the restoration shields. This room, this place, it looks part of a huge polar irrigation system, possibly planet-wide, like the one on Coruscant. I'd been told by the Republic that it was not in use. I am, General. If you wish, I may travel with you, or join you at the ship. Very well, General. I will await your arrival.
I love how Krea's like, yeah, he must have just been tired from, you know, the ship crashing. Not the fact that I ripped out information from his mind while you were having a meeting with her. It's fine, though. We're just not going to discuss that. And I love how he's like, oh, no, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to mention, like, by the way, your teacher decided to use the Force on me and just rip out knowledge from my skull. Like, but hey, we should definitely keep traveling with her. This is a great idea. Love it. But yes, the lore in this game is happening pretty fast, so you guys are relatively caught up on the story so far. It only gets better from there. Like we got into like the intro, now it's time for the main dish.
Mistress, the last of the handmaidens is not among us.
She has left with the exile.
Left?
But why? Her oath.
Her reasons are unknown to me, but I fear she may no longer be trusted. We will save her if we can, but we must let her discover the exile's nature for herself. Some evils must be confronted, and isolation from it would have been no defense.
Well, now that we're off that Dejaric board of a planet, I say we burn sky until we see lines.
What is the machine saying? We seem to have found it.
Do you know why we have called you here?
As Revan summoned you, so have you come full circle to return to the Jedi.
Why did you defy us? The Jedi are guardians of the peace, and have been for centuries. This call to war undermines all that we have worked for.
Is Revan your master now? Or is it the horror you wrought at Malachor that has caused you to see the truth at last?
You refuse to hear us. You have shut us out, and so have shut yourself to the galaxy.
You are exiled, and you are a Jedi no longer.
There is one last thing. Your lightsaber. Surrender it to us.
Much defiance in that one.
You are correct, Kavar. When he was here, I felt it. It was as if he was not there, more like an echo.
The war has touched the youngest of the Order. Many of them have lost themselves in battle against the Mandalorians.
We have not lost a Jedi this day. You felt it. He has lost himself. He is no Jedi. He walked Revan's path, but he was not strong enough.
I fear it is our teachings that may have led Revan to choose the path he did.
We are not the ones who taught him.
We take responsibility, Atris, not cast blame.
The choice of one was the choice of us all. Revan's teacher intended no harm, and Revan had many teachers since.
Yet they all stem from the same source. Her teachings violated the Jedi Code and lead all who listen to the dark side, as they did the exile.
You are wrong. The dark side is not what I sensed in the exile. Surely the rest of you felt it as well. That emptiness we felt. He has changed.
Whatever that wound was, it was of the dark side. We should not have let him depart. He will simply join Revan again, or perhaps worse.
What would you have done with him, Atris? Be mindful of your feelings. This is not Revan who stood before you. This one walks a different path.
No, although that may come in time. We let him go because we must. Where he travels, he carries his destination with him.
Malachor 5 should have been his grave. You saw it in his walk, and in the Force. It was as if he was already dead.
No, not death. Many battles remain for that one, if what we have seen is true. But the future is a shifting thing, and he cuts like a blade through it.
We should have told him the truth. A Jedi deserves to know.
No good would have come from it, even if what you believed was true. There's still the matter of Revan, and such truths could leave us vulnerable on two fronts.
Perhaps in many years, we will call him before us and explain what happened to him, and how he may be healed. Until then, he must accept his journey.
But he may never discover the truth, and he will never know why we cast him out.
And that is the future we must accept.
Those Jedi sure like their secrets, don't they?
A strange coincidence.
It is no coincidence. There is some larger plan at work here, and we are walking into it. This is too convenient to be anything but a trap.
Those are Atris's records you have stolen.
What the hell are you doing on our ship?
I have come to join you. I can help you against this threat.
Well, we don't want your help. Or any of your sisters.
It is just me, and I am doing this because Atris believes you will need help. I think the strength of the enemy is unknown, but it is greater than 5 can hope to defeat without aid.
Indeed. But of course, what does one more matter to our journey? I have had enough of this. I will be in my chambers.
Yeah, me too. I'll be in my chambers. But since I don't have any, I guess I'll just go to the cockpit like I always do. If she's coming with us, she gets the cargo hold. Might remind her how fun it is to get locked up.
General.
The cargo hold is enough. I assure you, there is little I need. I will attend to myself. It is no matter. I am used to worse conditions, but thank you for your kindness.
General, is there a reason you don't carry a lightsaber anymore? That's not your lightsaber anymore. That belonged to someone who served Revan in the wars, not the person you are now. You could build another one, if you wanted to, but you know that. I never said you were, but whatever the reason, you should put it behind you. I know this. A lightsaber is part of who you are. Without it, you're not complete. I think I can help you out there. I happen to know the parts you need. I spent a lot of time around Jedi during the war. None of them would let me take their lightsaber apart, but I did learn about their construction. We need a power cell, emitter matrix, lens and focusing crystal. Though I have to admit the crystal is beyond my means. Never did understand them. Those parts are fairly common, though a Jedi once told me that it's best if your lightsaber reflects you, and if it is constructed of things that identify it as your own. Just bring the parts to me before you get started building it. I'll make sure they're usable. All I'm saying is that you've gone for a long time without a memory wipe. Most droids behave erratically under those circumstances. I know that, but I'm fixing everything else around here, so I may as well take a look at you too. What was that? That's what I'm talking about. That is not normal droid behavior. I am not pushing you around. I just wanted to see if there was anything I could do to upgrade your functionality. Good. Now let's get started. You wouldn't guess it from the outside, but it looks like you've been through a lot. I'll bet. I'm all done with you. If anything comes loose, let me know and I'll put it back in place.
So, that brings us up to speed on story from what I remember. Besides one or two other things. But that's way towards the later end. It's very spoiler territory. So, as you talk to your party members, you can do their companion quest. And like how you saw with T3, if you succeed, they get a boost in some form of stat, or they unlock skills. So it's behooves you to talk to them and unlock them. That way, later on, you're working with the most amount of skills, features, buffs, anything and everything. Also, it's very unique, and it's fun to see what dialogue sets them off and or turns them more towards being a ally of yours, or a better ally, because you get buffs from them too. So we'll go with the handmaiden and work our way around the ship.
Yes? I am training, so that if danger should strike, my body and my reflexes will be that, and I had forgotten how long hyperspace travel can be, if I do not have something to focus my attention on. Training is something reserved for certain cast members of the Echani, but I do not see the harm in instructing you in some basic principles. I do not understand how you and Atris fight, but I will instruct you on how Echani children are raised on warfare. All Echani fighting principles rely on foundations. If one does not understand the most basic of fighting moves, it is not possible to understand the higher tiers. It is similar to learning the alphabet of a language before being able to use words, then sentences. As a foundation, I will instruct you in our elementary movements. The body itself is the first weapon you must master. It is not something that can be described. Let us duel, you and I, and that shall teach you more than my words can. Use only your hands and feet to strike at me, nothing else, or our combat shall be over. Do not resort to using any items or any force techniques you may possess. Such things will obstruct learning. Very well. I shall match my movements to resist your efforts, and do not hold back, or I will hurt you.
As you progress the story, you'll find out, if you do like Aton, you'll find out his backstory on why he knows this kind of fighting style. Same with the other characters, you'll find out more as you do it.
You fought well indeed. You have caught the principles of the style by watching and anticipating my movements. I now have a favor to ask you. The weapon the Jedi use, the Force, I would like to know more about it. It is not something you can see or fight, yet the Jedi use it and struggle with it their entire lives. Please, I wish to know. I see. Thank you, Exile. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with me. Yes? I do not think you are ready for further instruction. Each movement of our arts demands some time to use the art in battle, or to examine. It is the way of the Echani to be able to read their opponents, to know where an opponent is going to strike before it connects, anticipate it, and then strike against them. Echani battles are fought several minutes in advance. In many ways, it is much like the game of Dejarik, played in the core systems. The most advanced among the Echani are able to predict the course of battles by months, and the most revered are said to be able to predict the path of wars. Only Revan ever demonstrated such skill in war, and even as he slaughtered us, the Echani still respected him. You are already doing it. If you do not know you are doing it, then training will make you a dangerous opponent indeed. Come, as we fight more, I will teach you. Do not think about predicting my movements. React instinctively. You are doing better. At first I was afraid that your awareness of your own ability might ruin it, but that is not the case. You learn quickly. Perhaps it is your connection to the Force that allows such things, but I do not think so. Now you fight as an Ichani warrior fights, always in the future.
And that's what I was talking about. Like, each sub time you talk to them, you should unlock more perks like that as you continue to talk to some of them. Like battle precognition. This power allows the Jedi to sense the flow of the Force, increases the reaction time in combat, adds wisdom modifier to defense. So we have 10, so we should have a defense of like 16.
Yes? You may ask.
And we'll progress. I'll show you some more examples of this. We'll go talk to Korea. The only problem with this is if you don't say the right wording or don't do the correct dialogue option, it can not let you get some of the perks.
How many more do we intend to gather to us? This ship is not the galaxy. There is only so much room. Then prepare for an army, I think, for it seems many more will come in time. They will follow you because you are a leader. Their kind always needs such, even when the figure deserves no such obedience. Do not cloak one word within another. Friends. Do friends not follow? Do friends not form a hierarchy of their own, no matter how small the circle? I am too old for friends, and when the years settle upon you, you will dispense with such words as well. Because I am not blind, that is why. I see what they see, hear their voices when they speak to you, and notice the change when they speak to others. I know many things, and I know what I am not. I am no leader. I speak with a voice that will never move others. I speak with a passion that goes unheard. They obey you because you are a leader, and perhaps something more. Have you noticed what has been happening? Have you felt it in them? They echo you, either fighting or surrendering to their feelings, their loyalty, their duty. Your mere presence serves as an example to them of something to uphold or something to fight against. Watch them carefully, see their patterns, and recognize the strength in it. Influence can be a weapon, one that you may need before your journey is done. I care not which of the words you use, as long as you make use of that which you forge. That was Revan's way, I believe. It was a strength. A discussion, perhaps, for another time. Ask, and I will answer. There are countless reasons, and I have neither the time nor the patience to list them all. Do you think to turn her from Atris's will? If so, I hope your arrogance will prove true in time. That I will abide her presence. She may have her uses. Because Atris is a threat, and as much as she would try to use us against you, so may we use her servants against her. Do not see every enemy as an enemy. See them instead as an ally, whether they realize it or not. This situation may yet work to our advantage. If that is your opinion, it is noted. Is that all you wish to speak to me about? Ask, and I will answer. A discussion, perhaps, for another time. Ask, and there is nothing wrong with my sight, if that is your question. I see all that I need, though the seeing of things flesh and blood has failed me some time ago. They were distractions only. There is nothing wrong with my eyes. They simply have atrophied from use. They are adequate to distinguish shapes, silhouettes. If need be, I could heal them, restore my sight, but sight can prove a distraction. When one relies on sight to perceive the world, it is like trying to stare at the galaxy through a crack in the door. But that is a lesson for another time. You must learn to see crude matter for what it is, before the veil is lifted. Ask, and I will... I misspoke before, and I do not wish to choose my words unwisely again. Leave this be. Ask. Ignorance, and perhaps they do not remember or care. It is of no consequence to me or to them. Do not let them discover what makes you what you are before you do, or the consequences for the galaxy will be terrible. Because you learned to live without the Force, and that is something that the galaxy is not ready to accept.
All right, we are back. So, as you can see, we need influence to have certain key discussions with each character.
I have felt it too, my lord. A disturbance in the Force. It was difficult to make out, my lord. At first it was such a quiet thing. I did not notice it. But now I wonder if it has always been there. I merely could not hear it before. The sound built so slowly, yet when you listen for it, you can make out the strains, even over the background life of the universe. Do you feel it is a... You are the darkness in which all life dies, my lord. All life exists to feed your power. And my life is yours. I beg you, please. Let me die. Yes, this disturbance echoes through the Force. I can follow it to its source and bring it to you. I will leave at once, my lord.
Ooh, very nice, Kaz. I was about to be going to your stream and be like, what? Show me what you got, man. But that's very cool. I see you have the nibbles. It's returned great. So what you're saying is you're just going to be nibbling on us all day now. Excellent. That Sith Lord you just saw was Darth Nihilus, and he's a very interesting character. Alright, well, you have a good night then, Kaz. Don't have too much fun. I'll see you around. Do you plan on streaming tomorrow or nah? Also, how far did you end up going?
I don't know what it is, but you look different. It's hard to explain, but it's good to see. It shows. It's kind of inspiring, to be honest. Anyway, just wanted to mention it. I think the others have noticed it too.
Listen, you keep your hands off my saber and my bicycle, okay? Not bicycle, motorcycle. That lightsaber is mine. You no touch.
Alright, what did you want to know? Huh? What are you talking about?
Fine, you can have the saber, but not the motorcycle.
Oh, that. Don't tell anyone, but you wouldn't believe how many fights you can prevent by just pretending to know that stuff. I mean, it doesn't compare to wearing a lightsaber, but then again, that doesn't seem to help you much.
Also, our lightsaber is solid. I love that they give us all the options for different colors, and I just think the silver is top tier, like the best color you can pick in this game. Orange is pretty good too. Violet, not so much though.
Yeah? So what? I don't ask any dumb questions about your past, despite the fact that it keeps throwing us into life-threatening situations. Want to know why? I figure if you ever want to tell me something, you will. So give me the same respect, alright? Well, hey, thanks. But you've got the wrong guy. I'm good at shooting people, cracking wise, and pretending to know how to fight with my hands.
gaining influence on some of these characters is very difficult. Like I'm saying, one wrong answer and you can cast a certain section of like potential unlock passive buff or skills goodbye. It is not a very forgiving system. It's either you have high enough to get them to talk to you or you don't. Alright, well, Matt, you have a good night, and I'll see you soon then. So, kind of like the first quarter, we have to go to different planets. They all have their own stories and side missions. It's all unique, very cool. I'm gonna say, let's start with Tatooine. Yeah, let's start with Tatooine because that's the first planet we travel to. Let's follow suit. It's looking pretty good for a planet that got destroyed by Malik. And we'll take the Handmaiden and Kreia. Because I like free healing and I want to see what the Handmaiden's combat style is again. I don't remember it.
Another visitor? You must be here to join in the plunder of the old Jedi Enclave. You'll have to see Administrator Adari first. Salvagers are stripping it of anything valuable. Mostly they're collecting trash the Jedi left behind. The Enclave was bombed during the war, so there's not much left.
The halls of the Enclave are meant for Jedi. The artifacts left behind could prove dangerous in the wrong hands. We should investigate.
But since you're a salvager, I expect you already know all that. Is that how you justify it, then? You'll need to see Administrator Adari in Kunda before you do your grave robbing. Kunda is the big building just outside the landing port. It used to be the estate of a man named Matali, but he and his family disappeared around the time of the bombardment. The Administrator rebuilt it, and now this is our center of government. I know it doesn't look like much, but there aren't many settlers that live on this planet. This building is the start of something new for us. We're very proud of it. She was the agricultural administrator of Dantooine. After the Sith attack, she kept us together. Without her, the only thing you'd see around here are mercenaries. We had problems with Mandalorian mercenaries even before the Jedi Civil War. The Jedi helped clear most of the problem up, but after the war, many soldiers from both sides of the conflict became mercenaries. And since we're so far from the core, some started gathering here. The difference between an out-of-work mercenary and a raider is a Vibrablade's edge. The only thing we can prove they've done is intimidate a few farmers. The farmers give them goods, money, or food just to stay on their good side. The only one that isn't scared of them is the administrator. There have also been a lot of disappearances recently, and not all of them can be blamed on calf hounds. But nobody can prove the mercenaries are responsible. A farmer here and there, or a family. We lost enough people during the war that keeping the calf hound and Kinrath populations under control hasn't been possible. So there are a lot of animal attacks. Some deaths, too. The disappearances might be just coincidence, but a lot of the stubborn folks seem to be more accident-prone. Have you ever sliced a Jedi security door? The old ruins are secure from salvagers unless they get permission from Adare. Just head into the building and you'll find your way to the administrator. I'll be over by the entrance if you need anything else.
Cool. If you guys remember, or if you were here for the first playthrough of Knights of the Old Republic, the Mantine, or however you say his name, is one of the ranchers we helped out find their kids. This game has a ton, and I mean a ton, of callbacks to the first Knights of the Old Republic. Like, a significant, like, if you haven't played it, some war that they talk about or discuss, you're gonna sit there and be like, wait, what's going on? I don't understand. And it's just simply because...
Ready.
Let's get her in some clothes. Simply because it's such a heavy callback to Revan and his fantastic story. And the exile did serve with Revan and Malik, so it makes sense that, like, as you find out more about his past, is you also find out, like, what happened before the First Quarter and the events that led up to, like, Revan going to fight, what happened at those fights, what the battles looked like, what the Mandalorians thought of most of the Jedi. It's all phenomenal lore dump and explanation. It's a great story. I cannot beat that horse enough. I definitely recommend playing these two or watching the full gameplay of them. Alright, let's see what she's all about. I don't remember. So she's kind of like a Jedi in the sense that it's treat injury, awareness, and demolition. So I'm gonna go ahead and say we're not gonna keep her. Simply for the fact that we have better choices for having a well-rounded team. If she learned force healing, that would be phenomenal. But at this time, it's just another character that mainly focuses on range or melee. And both of the other two that have more into skill diversity is what I'm more leaning towards. So, it's sad to see her go, but skill-wise, or not skill-wise, it was just better to have him for what he brings to the table, which is quite a lot. Like, this is what I mean. So he basically covers everything else that your main that exile doesn't, which is perfect for us, so we can get into anything, we can repair anything, we can pick up mines. Security's not a problem. He's not the best on healing, okay. But I mean, he definitely makes up for that one aspect in every other. We'll go with this. I always recommend you as soon as you can get toughness, I recommend it, because it's as simple as what the description is they gain one more health point every time they level up. So it's too good of a passive to pass up on, in my opinion. And then if you look at, so the next level, resistance plus 10, retains their 1 vitality per level. Last level is further fortified, still gains an additional HP. And it looks like, if I'm understanding that part correctly, so depending on when you get the master toughness, is every level back before you got it, you gain 1 extra HP as well, which is phenomenal. Oh.
What is it?
What's going on? I'll have this open in no time. This is too tough for me.
Okay. You know, my whole spiel of having him to open up everything, it doesn't pan out well when you go to try to use them, and the first thing you try to unlock is like, nah, that's an impossible task. Like, there goes my whole spiel of having a well-rounded team. I still stand by it though. Like, that's a dime in a dozen ability. Before I forget, let's save. other dialogue options.
Charanana gundoso remina que lorak guru katpada. Fedra tora pada no ringatel camarada. Manama treto sobre barakto drun. Krishe mentru gre babano flank tour na saganich. Grava away. There into run to walk away.
We don't have a lot of credits, so I'm seeing if we can't sell something. I don't know if it was like quarter one where everything was expensive. I know the one merchant we found on Talos was expensive. So I'm just going to assume everything else is over ridiculously expensive as well. These look like they're useless, so we'll get rid of them. Get a little bit more credits. Nice. No, I only want to sell one. Alright, let's progress the story, or attempt to.
Hey, get away from that door! The last time somebody messed with it, it was locked down for months before we could fix it.
What is it?
Let's go. What did I tell you?
I love that he remembers that he already told us once. Like, that is a great detail to keep in the game. Like, hey, I already told you guys, knock it off.
What do you want now? She was the agricultural administrator of Dantooine. After the Sith attacked, she kept... We'd had problems with Mandalorian mercenaries even before the Jedi Civil War. The Jedi helped clear most of the problem up, but after the war, many soldiers from both sides of the conflict became mercenaries. And since we're so far from the core, some started gathering here. The difference between an out-of-work mercenary and a bandit is just farmers give them good. There have also been a lot of disappearances. A farmer here and there, or a family. We lost enough people during the war that keeping the Calfhound and Kinrath populations under control hasn't been possible. So there are a lot of animal attacks. Some deaths, too. So the disappearances might be just coincidence, but a lot of the stubborn folks seem to be more accident-prone.
Don't cause any more trouble for Dantooine. Had enough of it in our life.
Do you actually believe a Jedi would return here? After all they've done to us? They wouldn't dare.
They certainly would. You remember how they were. Always so superior, so arrogant, and never lending a hand when we really needed them.
I still don't believe it.
You should. My cousin's friend, he used to tend the gardens around the Enclave. He swears he saw a Jedi in Kunda. Could be hiding anywhere.
Well, I hope it's true. I hear there's a bounty on them, and we could certainly use the money.
Unless somebody beats you to it.
I feel like a lot of our choices in Quarter 1 should have been able to be transferred over, so like what you did in the first game has some impact in the second game. Because when I played through the first one just recently, I try to help them out as much as I can, so hearing stuff like that, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't do any of that. I actually helped. So I really wish that they actually had a way to import the data. So, like, your choices in the first game, like, kind of like how Mass Effect does it, where it's like, oh, he did this, and it's a better reception. I feel like that would have been more advantageous for story lore. Like, it just would have, to me, made it feel smoother and better. Also, sippy time.
Your luck is not of the hapless settler. You are the newcomer that lands in a battered ship. Yet no friendly greetings. You act like I have insulted your woman. Your ship I haven't seen. But I am done. Another interruption. You must not have heard who I am. Waste another's time, not
I do
mine.
love how they mention
Someone less
that
important.
Tatooine did get bombed by the Sith.
Welcome to Kunda. You're a salvager, right? You'll need to see Administrator Adare to get access to the ruins. If you need directions to anything else, just ask. Garavik is a salvager, the worst one of the lot. Try to stay clear of him. He's a dangerous one to cross. Her office is directly behind this room. You really can't... You're not. The only heavily armed people that visit us are either salvagers or mercenaries. And you don't look quite gritty enough to be a mercenary. The things that would most interest you are our weapon merchant Anzeron, the leader of our militia. Akari is still around here somewhere too. He sells droid components. Just go to the central corridor and make a right. His shop is the first on the right. If you get into any trouble, he's the person you'd contact. Unfortunately, recent problems with the salvagers and mercenaries have kept him quite busy. The mercenaries cause disruptions for some of our outlying settlers. They are a constant source of friction for us. I hear the salvagers are having some internal problems too. No, I couldn't. If you're really Certainly.
I hear weapon shop. Let's go find it. Let's see what they got. I also want to loot.
Yes.
Yeah?
So let's see if we can't find a door open. I'm being fought. Deterred. There's no opening doors. That's probably the person we need to go talk to.
Are you waiting for the administrator too? You won't have to wait too long. But if you want results... Kunda's like a droid without his power cell. Useless. We have problems all over, and the most you can get out of the administrator is a pat in the back. I'm sick of all their excuses and empty words. I need justice now. I fought in the war, and I know how to use my blaster rifle. If the administrator or Zeron doesn't do something, then I will. Salvagers are the problem. They strip bare the ruins that belong to the people of Dantooine. Then they sell what they find back to us at inflated prices. I'm not a violent man. I've had my share of it in the war. I sincerely hoped I could just hang my blaster rifle on the wall as a souvenir for my grandchildren. But I can't farm without my equipment. Well, yes and no. I brought my moisture vaporator to Kunda to be serviced. On the way back to my farm, I took a shortcut next to the Enclave ruins. Damn Lagrix came out of nowhere. I had to run before they made a meal of me. When I returned to retrieve my equipment, the salvagers had already stripped it bare. I went to their camp to get back my moisture vaporator. This smug fellow Joran told me that he found it within the ruins, and by law, it belongs to him now. He said he'd give it to me for the bargain price of 500 credits. I wasn't very happy about it, but the law was on his side. So I paid this scoundrel. Now the moisture evaporator doesn't work because it is mysteriously missing its modulator. Joran is offering to sell me a modulator he found for another 500 credits.
I suppose you could. Actually, you almost look like a salvager.
If you could go to this salvager camp and convince the salvager Joran to return my modulator, I would be very grateful.
I'm not rich, but I have some souvenirs from the war I could give you. It's right next to the ruins of the Jedi Enclave. Just follow the smell. You can't miss them. That's great. I'm certainly not getting any help around here. If you need to know anything more, just ask me.
What brings you to Kunda? Do you have any troubles to report? I'm here to help. I just hope you aren't here about Garavek. Well, call me a defective protocol droid. Manners, right. I'm Barun Modrol. I'm Captain Zeron's right-hand man. I help run the militia here. Well, that makes it sound more important than I am. Zeron takes a hands-on role in running the militia. If you have any real trouble, you'd have to go to him anyway. This is sensitive. It's not really a secret, though. A lot of people are upset with Zeron. He's a hard man and doesn't answer to anybody. Except, I suppose, the administrator. The thing is, he expects everyone to follow all the laws. That's not normally a bad thing, but the mercenaries are used to having a bit more freedom. So it's like Zeron keeps prodding a rancor with a stun stick. To a rancor, it's just a minor nuisance. But if you keep at it, he's gonna fight back. The mercenaries aren't unreasonable. They're mostly just war veterans looking for work. But Zeron just keeps poking them. So he has to get involved to make sure that the militia does what he wants. Otherwise, we'd probably give the mercenaries some room. It's tricky. You see, I think Zeron may be taking this whole thing a little personal. I'm not sure. Just a guess. I also think he's doing more to provoke them than just investigating every complaint against them hard. He's up to something. If someone could just ask a few questions, turn up some answers, maybe see if Zeron isn't being completely honest with the rest of us, well then maybe he should be replaced. Just look around. See if Zeron's up to something on the side. Something that'll hurt the fragile peace we got with the mercenaries. So if you happen to find something out like that, you should see Administrator Adare. If you have to do some footwork to check into things, you'll be compensated. We should probably talk about something else. I hate going behind the captain's back. I just feel... I just have a feeling about it. I don't even want to get into it. Ask around if you want to know the details. It'll just make my headache worse if I talk about it. I don't know what we'd do without Administrator Adare. She managed to plow through a lot of the family bickering once the Sith left during the war. She's kept us together. Oh, and, Zeron too, I suppose. This is sensitive. It's not really a... The thing is, he expects... So, it's like Zeron keeps prodding... The mercenaries aren't... So he has to get involved... Maybe. It's hard to say. They meet a lot. But it seems to me they let each other alone for the most part. I'm sure there's a lot going on with the militia that the administrator doesn't even know about. It's tricky. You see, I think Zeron may... I also think he's doing more to... If someone could... Definitely. The militia makes sure to reward anybody that helps out Dantooine. And if he's doing something risky. So if you happen to find something out like that, you should see Administrator Adare. We should probably talk... All right. Stay out of trouble now.
I like side quests. They give me more into the backstory of what's going on and the lore into the game.
Tochi monas runta, yun bola, wata gratonchi mulira, pitasa kantun, posoma oritushniki tuk tuk, posoma oritushniki tuk tuk bamba, bora, dino mo, posoma oritushniki tuk tuk bamba. Hoshmanku ni wado de kuta na sapa, Tony Wamaji, Hoshmanku ni wado de kuta na sapa, Tony Wamaji, Yumalibato Insoranaka Megunsoji, Nepchi Pasa Susho.
Alright, let's see what kind of goodies we can get. No. War rats. I think that's going to be the best weapon we can get so far. That's a good headband if we've run across in a Dark Jedi. But yeah, the Zarb Bark, can't say it. This is what we're gonna get.
I'm the militia captain here. Are you here because you're in trouble or looking for it? Talk to Baroon first. For your situation, you got any other reason? Rare thing a visitor wanting to help out. Looks to me like you're here to explore the Jedi ruins. But we have a thing or two that need doing. You seriously want to help, just ask about it. Or any other questions you might have. You want something? I've seen a lot of visitors come through Kunda. You're the first one in a while that looks the capable sort. We have a small problem with Kinrath. Maybe you've already seen some of them. They're coming from a cave in the Kunda Plains. I'd take care of it myself, but there aren't many people in the militia. We'd lose too many men. There's a reward if you do it. $2,000 credits.
I'm sold, chat. We're gonna go kill some dods. Like, that is a stupid amount of credits to kill some enemies and get EXP too while we're at it. But let's see if we can't get more from it. I feel like we can. Let's try.
I agree with you, but I don't barter. I got more important things to do.
I was wrong. 100% wrong. Oh, I had high hopes.
You want something? Some of the salvagers went deep into the ruins and found a lot of Jedi relics. It's the most valuable all the salvagers ever got. But all the salvagers that went down there are dead. So it seems every day or so some salvager comes claiming they're owed by such and such, or that they're related. The whole thing makes me sick. Garavik says he won the whole claim in a Pazak game with the last survivor, right before he killed him. But that was a fair fight. There were witnesses. But nobody remembers Garavik ever playing Pazak. I just hope someone takes this blasted claim off my hands. I'm tired of those lowlives pestering me. We've got real work to do. You want something?
I'm still a little upset that we cannot persuade him to give us more credits for that job. Now we progress the story.
A visitor. Please, come in. Welcome to Kunda. I am Administrator Turina Adari. You're the owner of the, ship that just landed? Depending on your business here, the pleasure may be mutual, but you didn't answer my question. Is that ship yours? And unless I'm much mistaken, that's the Ebon Hawk. That vessel has been on Dantooine before, during the war. That was a Jedi vessel. That is an unfortunate truth, and a wise request, which of course I will honor. Most settlers here hold bitter memories of the Sith occupation. Right or wrong, our settlers blame the Jedi and their hidden enclave for their suffering. I remember the old Jedi Masters and the considerable help they lent to Dantooine. I still maintain discreet connections with Jedi. I suppose your arrival here is no coincidence. My friend, let's just call him Vrook. We've known each other for many years, and our continued friendship could create many problems in the current political climate. He came to Dantooine not too long ago. He was looking into something quite important. He's gone missing recently. Did he send for you in case something went wrong? Vrook and I had a mutually beneficial arrangement for several weeks. He went to the Jedi Enclave sublevel recently and hasn't returned. I know the sublevel is dangerous. I'm starting to fear the worst. Would you be willing to go to the ruins of the Enclave to look for him? From what I know of your type, you have all of the equipment you need to deal with the sublevel. I do realize the Jedi Order disbanded, so you must find credits yourself, however. The sublevel is dangerous enough that the salvagers have not managed to properly search it. There are many artifacts of value. Normally, I ask for a percentage of all salvage. In your case, however, you can take whatever you find without the customary tithe. I will have one of the militia transmit permissions to the Enclave's security door. Go expecting danger, for you will most certainly find it there. Is there anything else I can assist you with? I have no doubt that Baroon means well, but I have every confidence in Zeron. I would ask you to ignore anything Baroon asked of you. He doesn't see the full scope. I realize that I'm asking you for help, but you must also know that I am the head of this nominal government. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to divulge all information to you. What have you learned, Jedi?
I like how she called us out on having all the equipment we need already. I was so hoping to get more loot and items to prepare, but she called us on our BS, so that's not happening. Ew, a honey mask. Let's see what we got. Awareness, stealth, and dex. Nothing I care for. Chad, if you were thrown into the Star Wars franchise and you had Force abilities, would you be a Sith or a Jedi? Or would you try to be a great Jedi or the true Force users? Because the Sith and Jedi are just two different opinions on how the Force should be used. The Force itself does not, like, see things in good or evil. It's just the Force. I would go with a great Jedi, because they can use both sides. They do not really compel to the Jedi Order.
Yes.
Teachings, but they're not
Let me handle this.
off doing some like horrible crap to people like the Sith are. The Sith are kind of the bullies of the galaxy because they have the Force, and Jedi are just not very useful. Also, I just want to point out that, like, what you're hearing a lot of is kind of, if you remember watching, like, The Phantom Menace, the Clone Wars, and Revenge of the Sith, is that the Jedi have this really weird innate problem of wanting to meditate every situation because they are scared that it leads to the dark side. And they're trying to protect themselves, but I feel like that's just them fearing what the dark side is. So that in itself leads to the dark side by their own rules and, like, ideology. So the whole thing about, like, Jedi being hypocrites from Anakin and, like, Palpatine's, oh, the Jedi are dogmatic and all that, and that their teachings lead to the dark side, I would agree with 100% because they preach it, but yet they sit there and basically invite issues, and they don't want to resolve it until, like, it goes from 0 to 60, and then the Jedi are like, well, it's not that bad yet. If we just sit here and meditate and get a better picture, we might be able to cut, fix the problem. A couple million people perish while they're meditating, but in the Jedi's eyes, that is okay, and that's a very weird thought process for people that are so-called keepers of the peace.
What? You shouldn't sneak up on an old fella like that. You shouldn't be out of here anyway. This is Kinrath territory. There was a time when seeing a Kinrath was a rare thing. They mostly were around some caves to the south of here. But now, they're everywhere. They're dangerous too. More vicious than they used to be. I'd stay away from the eastern side of the plains. And now that I think about it, stay away from the west too. The west is filled with cat hounds. Dantooine is in a sad state these days. Mostly because the Republic has left us to fend for ourselves. I gave the Republic the best years of my life, and I understand they're under pressure. But I think that they'd be able to spare at least something to help us out. All we get is sympathy. Some law and order, for one thing. Take what I'm doing right now. A couple weeks back, there was an accident here. One of the Western Fringe farmers was coming to Kund on his swoop with a load of atmospheric sensors. We found him dead and his swoop bike all banged up. I've come back a couple of times to try to figure out if that's what really happened. I do. The Kinrath are dangerous. But as long as you stay on your swoop bike, there's no way they should catch you. I've carefully searched this area and haven't found anything. So maybe our man just got sloppy. We really need those atmospheric sensors.
But Dantooine is temperate. There is no need for atmospheric sensors except for seasonal data collection.
Huh? It's just important we get it back. They're expensive pieces of equipment, and we can't afford to replace them. Regardless, I don't suppose you'd be willing to keep an eye out for something. I doubt you'll be able to find any evidence of what happened here, but you might come across the atmospheric sensor. If you find any of them, just come back here. I'll pay you 1,000 credits for each one you can find, even if they're broken. No idea whatsoever. I figure it's a real long shot you'd ever spot one, but I also figure it wouldn't hurt to ask.
Chat, we are gonna look for sensors. 1,000 credits per broken sensor. Like, it doesn't have to be operational. 1,000 credits for a sensor is a well-paying side quest. Like, absolutely we're doing that. I want credits. Give. So we're gonna go explore that mine that we just saw. Pick up some lightsaber upgrade crystals. Try to thin out some more of these random enemies out here. And get EXP. Because, you know me, I want to be Matt's level by the time we hit mid-game. It's gonna be hilarious. I feel like it's gonna happen. I'll keep saying it because we're already level 12. We're not going to be sneaky about this. We are going to go full attack
I know
mode.
about that.
And get as much EXP as we can. And we found a sensor. Nice.
They are vitally important pieces of equipment on tectonically or environmentally unstable regions. But do you really need atmospheric sensors on Dantooine? I'll have this open in no time. Child's play.
Chat, do we want credits or do we want to do the right thing? Because if that has heavily
how do you like that?
If it's putting heavily evidence against him working with the mercs, I feel like we should stop in and take him out of power. But I also want the credits, like, I just don't know if we do a semi-good run or just say, yeah, go for a route. By the way, that sword is fantastic. It is hitting for a crap ton. We still haven't found a reason to use that sword yet.
Let me handle this. Let's get this over with.
We have a new weapon. Give me a sec to beat these bugs and we'll... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I messed up. Not good, not good, not good. So we're gonna do the little cheese strat and heal her now. We're running into the problem of I don't know what skills to give some of these guys. Because force abilities so far have not been working out well. And we died. No! I didn't save early enough. Ah, that feels just awful. We can at least go to the autosave, which is 20 minutes later, but that just feels... We'll just, that feels bad. Oof, that is rough.
I hope that you haven't run into any difficulty. Is there anything else?
I think we may have lucked out in the fact that we only have to do some of it.
Hello there.
I'm not the one. We should probably. All right.
Min soranakan. Chuta ko.
Okay, so the item now costs triple. That's fantastic. Well, we have to load this now because this seems corrupted and it won't let us get back the higher weapon that we had, so we do this all again. Yeah. Oh, I got overzealous. No.
Do you actually believe a Jedi would return here? After all they've done to us? They would.
They certainly would. You remember how they...
I still don't believe it.
You should. My cut.
Well, I hope it's true.
Unless somebody beats you.
Alright, chat. This is where we're gonna call it. Thank you for dropping in and joining me on this wonderful journey of ours. I'm sorry to end it on a reset, but I'm feeling tired, so I'm gonna go to bed soon. I do appreciate you all being here and for the journey. And tomorrow we will probably be playing this for at least one stream of 4 to 5 hours, probably early in the morning. So if you're able to and you want to see the story continue, I'll get it updated here soon on my schedule for tomorrow. That would be great. We may run 2 streams just so we can get through the story quickly so we can get to more current games. I'm not going to rush it by all means. I expect it to be just as long as Quarter 1. We didn't really run it. We didn't sit there and do like the small character backstory on it, but we will see. Thank you for joining me and have a good night. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. I'm out.